Today, I'm going to be showing you guys my first play out of my brand new offensive scheme that cooks man coverage, zone coverage, every single coverage in this game you could dominate again. We're going to be in tight offset tight end, and the play we're going over today is Y out halfback swing. Now, since the meta is man coverage right now, we're first going to be going over a cover one look that has a cover one press. So let's get into it. All right, so the setup is actually going to be very simple for the first version. All you have to do is put A on a drag, and that is it. You want to make sure that the corner route is to the short side of the field, but right here against man coverage, you could see both of your drag routes are going to get open in space for some easy yards to rack up the field. Throwing the other drag right here really quickly, just throwing to A. Obviously, the zone defender is actually going to come down and play on that drag, but you still will have space to rack that. Let's try and get that one more time. Right there. Now you see we can get a lot of space there going up the field with both drags going the other ways. And then now let's talk about the other routes on this play. Right here, now we're going to have this corner route. This corner route is a killer against man coverage. You could pass lead this very well with the new pass leading system up and to the left and get a lot of space to that side of the field. Now you have two drags that get open, beat man. You have the corner that gets open and beats man. And then let's say they come out in a cover zero look. You can take a shot with that post deep down the middle of the field. That is an option that you have. All right, so the second setup that we could do right here is we could put A and X on whip routes. Now this works really well too because whip routes absolutely torch man coverage, and you can rack this up the field and get a lot of yards. And this is going to be really good because now you're attacking the flats on both sides of the field, and they're going to have to either put some sort of flat defender out there or manually use that route. Then as you're going to see, there's going to be other routes obviously on this play that beat man coverage, just like in the previous setup. The corner route is going to torch man coverage. All right, so going up against the cover three, the setup is going to be the exact same. Just drag A. Just put A on a drag. That's it. You're going to have your double drags underneath. All of the deep routes, the post and the corner are going to pull those zones back, and you can have the low reads with the drags to both sides of the field. And obviously it's going to be a high-low read between those drags as well as the post and the corner route. And as you can see here against cover three, the zones don't really cover either of them too well by default. You can still throw this corner. It's going to be a tight window. You probably want to pass lead this to the outside and down. Probably want to hold left trigger on that one as well if you're using the aiming passing option. Now obviously sometimes you can overthrow this if you use that option, but it's going to be something I'm going to use throughout the year because I have seen that you can get some really great pass leads when throwing to these corner routes while using this pass leading system that they've added instead of just using the default. Now, let's talk about this post route really quickly. What you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to throw this on the break, and you want to actually throw it up and to the right. What this is going to do is basically make him stop where the space is in this cover three. You got the safety rotating over, the hook zones are staying underneath, and you want to throw it in the soft spot of the coverage. So basically over the linebackers, but underneath the safeties. But the option of doing a touch pass here is not going to be too great because it'll take too much time. Now the second setup, very simple. A on a hitch, put X on a flat. Now what you're going to have here is against pretty much every single coverage you can throw to that flat immediately, unless if they put hard flats on the field or they do zone drop adjustments to where they're playing at the 0-yard line past the line of scrimmage. And again, you're going to have your check down with your running back as well. That's going to be a good option for you to use. And then the final option that you have here is a high-low read between the hitch and the post. So right here, when it comes to this part of the play, you can motion out the post if you want to, and you're just basically doing a high-low read between the hitch and the post. You can motion them out to get a little bit more space. But if you don't need that extra space, just make sure you throw that post on the break to the open grass on the field. All right, so now moving on to a cover two. This is definitely the defense I have seen the least. However, you could still cook up while using this offense. Going back to the basic setup, just put A on a drag. That's all you're going to have to do, and then the play is already set. You're going to have your drags underneath just like we have in every single other play. Except we're going to even have more space to rack it up the field because the zones by default in a cover two are going to sit back a little bit farther. Now, obviously we have those routes, and then if you really want to get a little crazy, you can throw that corner route as long as you're passing it with an upward lead to the left side of the field. This is why I love using the new passing mechanic. You can get some really nice throws to the sideline off of these corner routes if you pass lead it correctly. You can definitely throw over some of these zones as long as they're still using the default zone drops. Okay, this is something I want to make very clear. If your opponent is using default zone drops, you can hit that corner route very easily over the top. And then right here, you're going to have a tight window to this post over the middle of the field. You're probably going to want to throw this as soon as he breaks, and you're going to want to throw it down and to the inside. So basically with your left stick, you're going to throw it to the left and then down at a downward angle as well. But again, pass rush in this game is crazy right now, okay? you can get some really serious pressure by just using a stock pass rush. So hitting some of these deeper post routes is not going to be the best option available, but just to show that in your offense, you can hit some of these post routes in a later progression when you're running this play. So now really quickly, let's just show you the other setups that we can use against this Tampa 2. Here's the one where you put X on a flat and A on a hitch. Obviously, you're going to have that flat route immediately as soon as it comes out towards the flats, as long as they don't play hard flats on that side of the field, and you can get at least 5 yards. Pass lead that up and to the left, you're going to get plenty of space. Second thing here on that left side of the field, again, you can still pass lead this corner over the top of that cloud flat, again, as long as they're in a default zone drop. Do not make the mistake in trying to force feed that over a zone drop that's sitting farther back, okay? You have to be able to read that and make sure it's actually open. And here again, you got this post coming over the middle of the field. That safety to the left side of the field is being sucked over by the corner route. So you're going to have a little bit of space to where you can actually make this throw as soon as he breaks. And you're probably going to want to possession catch that and make sure you actually get the guaranteed yards. Now again, this is very similar to the cover 3 setup. You're basically doing a high-low read between this hitch and the post. And at a default Tampa 2, that hitch will be covered. However, you have your check down on this swing pass going out to the right that you can throw to, especially if they're using default zone drops or if they're moving their zone drops even farther back. Now, although I didn't show it, the double whips option works as well, but right here, I just want to show you another play that we have that absolutely torches cover 2. We're going to be going over this in another video later on this week. I just want to give you guys this first play just so you can torch that man blitz out of, I believe it's 3-3-5 that everybody's running. Absolutely torch that. They're not going to be able to stay in that defense at all because we have some really good passes that torch man coverage. And also later on this week, we have some really good run plays that kill the 3-3-5 out of this formation. Now, lastly, for the people that stayed to the end of the video, obviously with this play, you actually can get a cover 3 one play touchdown. And the setup is very simple. All you got to do is max protect, so you have your running back blocking and streak your A receiver. That's going to force that middle third deep down the field, and the post is going to come across underneath it. And this corner route with Y is going to suck down that left side third, and you're going to have this easy pass over the top as long as you get enough time. And I need to state that pass rush is crazy this year. You might not have enough time to make that throw. You might get sacked. That throw is going to be hard to make, but you still have a one-play beater out of this formation if you end up needing it in a game. Now, here's just a couple highlights of us running this offense. We're using it in regs. Let me know down below if you guys want me to do some ultimate team, because I will do it if you guys want me to do it. But obviously, it's going to be either a grind or I'm going to have to spend a little bit of money. I mean, we know how this works. We know how Ultimate Team is. Right here, I'm showing you guys the run plays. You can see right here, you have a couple run play options. You have your inside zone, you have your 0-1 trap we're going to go over later this week. And obviously, again, we have some deep corner route options that we can attack a lot of coverages with. And I really enjoy this offense. It's going to be out of a tighter set. They're not going to be able to man press and actually get really good bump animations off of those press coverage situations. And like I showed you, we do have some one play beaters. We couldn't take it all the way to the house right here though. That's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Later.